Helen here with Eyes on the Game. I'm here at City Boxing being joined by the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez. First off, congratulations on your first round knockout, very impressive knockout over Mason Menard, as well as your engagement afterwards and winning ESPN's Prospect of the Year. So congratulations on a successful 2018.
Yeah, it was 2018 has been I guess like a lot of people were saying, a breakout. It was for 2019 to show everyone that we're ready for all the contenders, all the world title, former world champions. 2018 was a great year overall. Yeah, the engagement, everything, those things like that. It was just a big year, and I'm glad that everything worked out the way they did, and we're ready for 2019.
And before I get to talk to you about your upcoming fight in February on the 2nd against Diego Magdaleno, but your celebration once again, I mean, it was amazing, right? You did the Heisman trophy pose first off, and it garnered so much attention, kind of went viral on Twitter. Again, like all your celebrations with the Fortnite. So when did you decide to, do that?
Me and Carl Moretti, we came with the idea of the Heisman trophy stance, the pose, and things like that we talk about in the office as well. What else can make it where we could be that much more known, and especially coming off, they were doing the Heisman Trophy award ceremony, and then right after I was on. So what better way? And congrats to my guy Kyler Murray for winning the trophy, Heisman. And I know that he has a great career ahead of him. He's and now he just said that he's going to the NFL draft. So I'm stoked about that.
Now, did he reach out to you after?
Oh yeah, he did. He was like my boy. And we congratulated each other on Instagram, on direct message, and we talked a little bit, and that was it, before he got ready for the Orange Bowl, I think it was, yes, right? Okay. Yeah, before the championship against them in Alabama.
So do you think that he'll be at your next fight?
There's been talks. I know that Carl Moretti and Top Rank want to make something like that happen, but I haven't had anything yet. There's no feedback. I mean, I could contact him if I want. But I know that he's also doing his thing as well, so I don't want to interrupt any of that. Right now, we focus on this, though. February 2nd, Diego Magdaleno versus Teofimo Lopez. Yes. And like I said, the takeover.
And also one last thing about your celebration. So with the Fortnite ones, yes, was that half of Carl's idea as well?
Oh, no. All my Fortnite celebrations come through me and through my mind. Of course, we always want to look for different celebrations on top of that. So that was something that me and Carl Moretti made up with the Heisman pose. It worked out perfectly. I couldn't think of something else better than that night.
And like I said, trending on Twitter, and I'm sure your fans not only are excited to watch you return to the ring, but also your post-fight celebrations. But looking at your upcoming fight, a pretty quick turnaround, right? You just fought in December, February 2nd, Frisco, Texas. So how do you feel about that? And against your first Southpaw professionally, right? Yes,
professionally is my first Southpaw that I'm going against after 11 fights. So this will be my 12th fight as a professional fighter. And overall, first time fighting in Dallas, Texas. What better way to start 2019 than like that? At the Ford Center where the Cowboys practice at. It's a blessing overall, and I'm just taking it. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, they put me right back real quick, February 2nd. So we didn't really, I rested, but we were already ready, from last camp. So I know that camp this time around, it's not as hard because we're right there. So it's just more about what are the right things to do right now at this moment, because we're already at our peak almost for training for fight night. We still got 2 weeks left, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. I really can't wait to show everyone that what I'm capable of doing with a southpaw.
And your last fight was a quick one, like I said, ended in the first round. But I have to ask, how's your hand feeling?
Oh, my hand is great, actually. Okay. No injuries, no nothing, actually. And I dropped him with the right hand. The one that everybody was concerned about. Massive knockout. I did go check up on him afterwards. It's just that with New York, they'll grab the fighter so quick. It's probably quicker than my knockout. And I couldn't go and acknowledge him or anything like that afterwards until we got back in the locker room and he was there getting checked by the doctors. We took pictures, we chatted it up, and we just said what we had to say. I said happy holidays to him and his family, and we went out through that. So people were criticizing me and stuff about those things, not checking up on him, but
people are going to talk, but they don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Exactly, and I'm glad that you finally were able to clarify that as well. But looking at Diego, was that someone that you had in mind, someone who's, you know, been in this sport for a while, a veteran, has a record of 30-2? You know, like Top Rank, I tell them who I want. You know, I told them for a while now that I wanted to fight a Southpaw to show them, and they're like, why? You know, it's surprisingly, people don't like fighting Southpaws, but I do. I grew up with them. And you know, sparring with Southpaws and everything since I was younger. So I think it's also to show everyone all my traits of what I could do, what I'm capable of. I want everybody to see the best of me and who could bring out the best of me. They put an opponent, we said yes, and it's up to them whether they want to fight us or not. You know, I'm glad that Diego Magdaleno took the fight, and hopefully we make it a great night. And like you said, your first Southpaw, so how do you visualize this fight going? We train really hard, no matter what it is. We're not here to look for the knockout or anything like that, but lately, in sparring and things like that, we've been, I feel a lot stronger. My punches, everything, the accuracy, and I could tell that I'm hurting the people that I'm sparring with and things like that. And that's only with 16 ounces, so I can only imagine with 8 ounces. We're only getting bigger, we're getting stronger, still the same weight class, but we're also getting smarter. I see this fight playing out a stoppage. I feel like it might be a body shot, but then with me, it's a whole bunch of things. It could be a body shot, it could be a head shot. So we have all the traits. We just gotta stay sharp. Yeah, and you do have a lot of tools, but do you think that he would be a good test for you? And like you said, since, you know, first Southpaw, like, would that answer a lot of questions for yourself as well? I think overall it will. You know, majority of it will. I'm not fighting guys that are just any chumps or anything. Yeah. Diego Magdaleno, after seeing me knock this dude out, Menard, and he accepted the fight, I know that he's coming to fight, and he's coming here to show everyone that, you know, no matter what, you guys could say a lot about Teofimo, but I'm here to, you know, show otherwise. So we train really hard for those things. I'm not fighting tomato cans or taxi drivers. You know, it's just that we look that good. You know, it's not that they're not bad. It's not that they're bad or they suck. It's just that we're that good. You know, as competition gets better, as competition gets tougher, we're there to show that it's not. You know, and we take over on that. And also, ESPN did mention something like if you are successful, you know, after this fight, that you may fight on the Terence Crawford Amir Khan card on April 20th. Is that true? Yes, it's true. We've talked, and it's confirmed. I know that they want me on the card right now. But our main focus, our main objective is to get past Diego Magdaleno February 2nd, and then we go from there. You know, they want to put us back on each and every big show possible. Why not? Who brings the excitement in sport of boxing? Teofimo Lopez with the backflips, with the celebrations, with the knockout. There's so many things right there alone. And, you know, I'm excited. God has blessed me. I am past where I always wanted to be. And for that, I'm grateful. So when it comes to it, April 20th is definitely another fight that we're going to prepare ourselves hard for. And it's a big card. They still haven't had the location. Some are saying Vegas, some are saying Madison Square Garden. Doesn't matter where, as long as we're fighting against who, and the price is right. I'm a prize fighter, so of course the price has to be right, and we go from there. Yeah, and like you said, you always bring it, always an exciting fight. Last time we spoke, you did mention Lomachenko. I mean, do you foresee that could be a possibility by the end of 2019? End of 2019, maybe not, to be honest. I don't even see us actually fighting. There's talks that he's talking about going down to 130. I'm in talks about going up to 140, you know, after this year. So is there a possibility? I do not know. I know that the IBF title, Comney, he is fighting on the same card that I am on February 2nd, and they're in talks to having him fight Lomachenko and have Lomachenko fight for the IBF, you know, title. So things like that. It looks like, you know, they look at me and I'm still young, but the fans want it. If the fans want it, I want it, why not make it happen? To me, I don't feel like Lomachenko does want it, you know? But then again, that's why we want the world title. That's why we want to grab something where we can make a fight like that happen. You know, that's what the fans come here to see, big fights. And even though I have 11 fights, it does not show when I'm in there. When I'm in there in the ring, they can say this is my toughest opponent to date.
what happens every time? Something remarkable happens. There's a stoppage. There's something like, wow, I can't believe it. Every time we put somebody tougher for Teofimo Lopez, he just makes it look that easy. I'm just blessed overall. Me and the Lomachenko fight, I'm not scared of the man. I don't fear no man. And honestly, though, I do not see that fight happening.
Yeah. And what about, you said moving weight classes? Is that a for sure thing?
Yes.
And what is the reasoning behind it?
I've been at 135 for 6 years. You know, well, 132 and then going up for 3 more years at 135. You know, my body still wants to grow. I'm only 21. So my body's still maturing and it's still developing, becoming, and growing. You know, overall, we don't have issues making weight right now. We don't. But I know that with time and everything, my body, I can't stop my body from doing what it wants to do. You know, and that's how you hurt yourself. And with me, it's all about, I know what I'm capable of doing. I know my skill, my everything when I'm in the ring. So I don't care how high I go. I know what I'm capable of doing. I could box, I could fight, but nobody has brought the boxer out of me yet. You know, and those are the things. But that's the only reason why 140, and then I'll stay at 140 for as long as my body wants to. I just follow what my body wants to do.
But you think, regardless of a title shot, you know, at this weight or not, you'll still be moving up?
Yeah, you know, I think I've actually pressed them to show that 2019 world title. Okay. No world title, we're going to 40. There's no shot there or anything like that. If they're still doing the baby steps with us, and we keep showing them otherwise, and they still don't want to take upon that, then we just go up to 140. Of course, I'll be very upset, but I'm not going to hurt myself, you know, trying to stay at 135 because of what they want to do with me. It's my way when it comes to these things, but it's also what me and my team, we discuss all the time. Yeah. You know, I believe that this will be my last year at 135 pounds. Then we go to 140, take over that division, and we'll definitely get a world title there.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, health always comes first. Yeah. And lastly, speaking of Lomachenko, I do have to ask, because Devin Haney did post something, you know, about him and possibly being interested in, you know, hoping to fight Lomachenko. What do you make of that in his last fight?
Why is he copying me? Nah, I'm just kidding. Devin Haney, he's still young. He's still young. So am I. But I feel like he still has a lot to show everyone. Majority of his fights were all in Mexico. You know, just these last couple fights that he's had, he's been on Showbox and stuff like that. He still has to show people. So do I. But I think that everybody sees the difference between me and him. He calls himself a contender. Go ahead. Call yourself that. To be honest, I think everybody knows the difference, and they know, you know, if the kid gets it, he gets it. But I think that he has they have to really watch out for him more so to say. Because he doesn't have the shots where you can hit one guy. He could hit one guy and probably change the whole fight. With him, it takes him rounds, and he's in there doing so many rounds. His last, I don't know much about Devin Haney when it comes to his stats or his boxing or who he's fought, you know, but for what I've seen, he's been going the distance lately. You know, he hasn't shown anyone that he has the power or the strength to take out fighters whenever he wants. You know, I don't know. To be honest, the whole thing with the Lomachenko and him, I mean, the kid got to do what he got to do.
Like I said earlier, you just got engaged. Is there a date for the wedding? Next August. Next August. So next year, August. Not right now. Right now, 2019, our main focus is on what's at task. You know, the world title shot. And I know it will happen. And 2019 is that year. You know, my fiance, she even said that, you know, this year's about you. So focus on that. And we already discussed all those things. So she's very easygoing with those things, and you know, and we go from there. Yeah, and that's great to have such a supportive fiance. But once again, congratulations on your continued success. Do you have any words for your fans?
To all my fans, tune into my fight. It will be on ESPN Plus February 2nd. You can download it on the App Store. And like I said, it's the takeover. Teofimo Lopez, 11-0, 9 knockouts. You can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook at Teofimo Lopez. And don't forget, it's the takeover.